Okay. I have no internet speed today, so I'm going to record this offline. So this is going to be here is the one, and this is going to be a speedrun of the Art of Rally, and specifically the freeroam collectibles. First things first, we have to do a very important thing, which is reset them. This is actually where I usually start a timer. And yeah. Give me just a second. Yep. So we have reset the collectibles. Technically this category is multiple categories. There's a category for each of those, but we're going to do them one after another, specifically so that technically this is multiple speedruns in one. So, which is why I have a very odd method of timing them. Let's get started. We are doing this in the Group B category, which is named after the Rally Group B, after the cars we're going to be using. And in the meantime, I'll tell you more about the game. So, yeah, let's start Finland. So the category involves getting all the collectibles, which are 5 cassettes, 5 photos, the 5 letters that spell out Rally. Oh god, this game is a hard sim, something of a hard sim. I wouldn't call it a simulator per se, but it's not arcade. And then there's the other collectible is the van, which is the developer's van, which is hidden in every level. Since this is free roam, I have to put there's no determined route, and I'm just taking a very specific route that I figured out myself for most maps that works out for me, which I believe should be the shortest. Hopefully I won't have to bring up the map, and I'll be able to just navigate by memory and paste notes that I have in front of myself. But, yeah, maybe not. Takes a little patience to do those, because spamming makes these loading times worse. Specifically, of course, a little bug that I might demonstrate later in the run, because I know I will inevitably spam escape and get myself... Well, it's not really a... Oh, very nice landing. That is a tricky jump. One thing about this game is the physics are absolutely not scripted. There is no like auto leveling in flight that a lot of games have. No. If you go off of a jump weirdly, you go off a jump weirdly, and that's your problem. Which is part of its charm. This is, after all, like what I really like about Rally. It is very much about rolling with what you get. Now, to go back on the slightly more general topic, the game itself, Art of Rally, it's a love letter to the sport, but specifically, it's a question of what if Rally... First off, it just goes on a bit of historic Rally. Also, hi. We can say hi to the dev. That was his van. It goes first. It covers the historic groups, then the infamous Group B. But then it asks, what if Group B never got banned? What if the fabled Group S did exist? And what if the Group A was not like a return to like stricter rules, but just a return to production vehicles? Not. And honestly, I would say that this game is a good baseline if you're interested in like more or less in rallying, in maybe just nice looking games, and in somewhat realistic racing, because this does have a pretty solid driving model. as you can probably see. Ooh, very smooth. I'm going to specifically be using different cars because I want to. Because I thought it might provide some entertainment to give some trivia about some of the Group B cars. For example, this is the MG Metro. This one is, well, it's called differently in-game, but this one is based on the MG Metro 6R4, which was a prototype that unfortunately was developed just a little too late, and in real life it did not see any competition. But it's just a wonderful little box with extra boxes on the sides. It was apparently one of the first cars to be developed using CAD and computer-aided engineering, and there was apparently a lot of simulation involved. And okay, we have to turn around here because we need to get that L. Isn't that what rally is about? Taking the L. Ooh, what's that? That's what I told you. Sometimes you just land jumps wildly, and that's just how it goes. Yes, the MG 6R4 was a very interesting thing in that they tried to make a production-based supercar, really. And it's interesting in that most, at this point, tried to emulate the turbo. Just go for the turbo because that was the thing in the 80s. The turbo became more or less a proven technology. And most, if not all, of Group B cars are turbocharged. But it also had a problem in that turbocharging introduces turbo lag, which is a delayed response. And so it makes the car a lot harder to control because the response, it's no longer a linear curve of power. So the idea with the Metro was that the engineers did not want to deal with turbo lag, and so instead of trying to combat turbo lag, they tried to avoid it entirely, and they tried to power this car with a big, naturally aspirated V6, excuse me. And as such, it has no turbo lag because it has no turbo. Also, yep, very stylish jump. Ooh. Turn around. So we have the letters, which usually unlocks the next free roam level, but we have them all locked. Oops. That's how you know you're doing rally. You're finding trees all over. Yes, that's where I'm supposed to go. I was almost scared for a second. And oh. That's all the photos. And we only have, oh no, we only have 2 more tapes. Oh no, I'm not going to reset at all because this is a marathon and we're going with whatever marathon look we have. I'm hopefully not going to make any mistakes, more mistakes like that, but yes. Returning, the 6R4 is, this is the beauty of this game, it allows us to look at some of the cars that never had a chance to really run. And also, this game is just beautiful. I'm running it on the lowest settings because my laptop is... Okay, that is time for the first level. Also, let me just tab out. Yep, that's about a good time. An acceptable time, at least. Free roam. The next one is San Pedro Island. And we're going to be using the in-game called Das Hammer version 1, which is the Audi Quattro A1. A very important car as in Group B. history. Because, and this is a very special livery on it as well. One thing to talk about Group B is that the defining characteristic was the fact that it was a technological and power arms race, which started with this car. Because the belief was that all-wheel drive even belonged in off-roaders, not this, and that it was too heavy to be, you know, of use on racing cars, even if it was a race on rural roads. Then Audi entered the Quattro A1 out of competition in the Thousand Lakes Rally Finland, and the car finished half an hour in front of the current leaders, and so everybody knew that no, all-wheel drive is the way, and that the weight justifies the gain in grip. Now, the other important thing is, and interestingly enough, this livery belongs to a very specific driver, Michelle Mouton, who was the first woman to have any success and wins in Group B rally. And remember, this was in the 80s, so she was met with a little bunch of pushback. People did not, even from her teammates. Well, like, he now admits that he should have been easier on her, but he also admits that back in the 80s, he was a young lad that would have not lost to a woman at any cost. But oh well, that was the 80s. But this livery, this car, this was the livery that Michelle Mouton won her first official rally in, which was Rally San Remo. And this Rally Sardinia is a take on it. So I think it was appropriate to run this livery, and this car, and this map. The Quattro was kind of quickly outclassed, but we'll touch on that later. But yes, this is a... okay, this is slightly tricky. Ooh, that got a little dicey. But yes, take the L. This is kind of like a running joke that I found out with myself, in that this is in the essence of rally, taking L's. Since rally as a sport just takes place on like random roads, it's kind of a given that, and the driver does not row the road either. The driver just gets pace notes from the co-driver that tell him where to go. It is an integral part of making mistakes, and is an integral part of rally. They are expected of everyone. Like me. Pretend that didn't happen. But yes. And that means that sort of, since mistakes are expected to happen, it gives rally a much more grounded feel in most motorsports, in that everybody makes mistakes and it's expected of everyone. And the real skill is accepting those mistakes and trying to recover from them as quickly as possible. And leaving yourself enough margin of error. So, yes, as I said, it's a skill of taking L's with grace and elegance. These hills can be like a little dicey, because the jumps in this game are hard to do, and even harder to land. And taking another L. Yep. Ooh. I know I've slowed down a lot, but better safe than sorry. I don't want to wipe out. Okay. There is another tape over here. Okay. One challenge of this game is that it takes a little time to get used to the camera angle and trying to tell the angle of the road, because the elevation plays a big part in racing, and especially in rally. And also, yes, the spectators always jump out of your way, which is again a good nod to Group B rally, and honestly a good one, because I would have hated if they also, like Group B, managed to not get away. Because I will touch on that a little later, on the ultimate fate of Group B, because it's kind of important, but for the time being I'm trying to focus and not forget that I have to collect this letter here. Lovely. So I have 2 more photos, and 1 tape, and the van. Oh, lovely. Okay. It said the Quattro was the revolution, but it was quickly outclassed, so there were different modifications of it made. It had but the thing is, it changed Group B, but it could not keep up with it. And this is why they soon made other versions of it, but also the moment that it was known that all-wheel drive is the way to go, everybody made dedicated all-wheel drive cars. And no, okay, yep, I accidentally showed you the bug, because if you try to tap out too quick out of the photo menu, it doesn't work. Also, that's the split for San Pedro Island. Ooh, nice. Also, oh no, okay, I have to skip this, because I managed to forget the split. Okay then. Well, Crocodile Lakes, and then Canton Mountains. And now we're taking on the thing that took down Audi Quattro. And that is the Peugeot 205 Turbo 16. The thing about it was that, and we're going on into Japan's very narrow mountain roads. Oh, nice. There's one cassette right behind us, but okay, the Turbo 16. It was kind of a marvel specifically because, unlike the Quattro, which was based on a fairly big, initially sedan, this was based on Super Mini, because Peugeot realized the thing that what they wanted is to make it based on a car they wanted to sell, which was the 205 that a lot of people could buy, if they saw a reason to. Like seeing a car that looks right just like it. But so it was a commercial success, but it was a success in rally because it was shorter than the Quattro, it was lighter than the Quattro, and it had about as much power. Even though it had a smaller engine, but it had very aggressive aero. You can see the big spoiler and also the big front splitter. Ugh. Okay. Took me a little concentration there, but okay, nice. Okay, and now I have to quickly turn around. Yep. Nicely done. And, yes. 2 of 5 was just more it was just better suited to narrow roads than Quattro, and as such it won immediately after. But it was not the only big part, and I'll be using different cars, just to tell a little more stories about him. Slightly running out of steam because it takes a bit more concentration in the narrow roads, because these cars are not easy to control. Okay, yes, we got the van without having to go far off-road. So using a manual transmission, and I have in the game allows you in the settings to turn specifically tune how much assistance do you want in that, in counter steering, angle, and in how much stability control you want. I have the stability control turned down to half, specifically because, I don't know, it lets me slide a little more confidently. And I have the counter steering assist turned down to just 100% as it is supposed to be. So not any higher, it's just the same way as steering. It's not like amplified or increased, which is what I would honestly recommend to everyone else. Oop. That's kind of a bad bonk, but we'll take it. So you saw that I kind of took an interesting line. I don't usually like cutting track in this game, but some of them just present themselves too nicely to ignore. So we will be making cuts, and especially we will have a very big brave cut later in the Japan stage, which technically the speedrunning community of Art of Rally has not really decided whether cuts are allowed or not. It's currently just yes. I'm not sure. I kind of want there to be a no cuts category, because I just enjoy the driving in this game, and I want to see more of it, rather than just trying to go off-road. But I will say that some of the cuts are just fun to watch, and this is what we're here for. I've already given up for pure performance for being more entertaining, and by choosing different cars, and by running the splits so weirdly, which allows me to not have to menu very fast, which gives me time to explain and show some things. As you can see, that yes, it's this all-wheel drive is a little tough around corners, but as you can see, I'm already struggling to make them, and I'm in one of the smallest Group B cars. Imagine this was the Quattro, which was very notorious for understeer. So much that Michelle Mouton commented that she has to wrestle the car into turning. And that is a direct quote. Also, yes, that was one of the brave jumps we have to make. Well, we don't have to, but they are fun and they cut down on travel time. And they give us more time to go fast. Also, yes, I braked here intentionally because I've went over the ditch a little too fast. One time too many. Yes, all-wheel drive can power slide for days. Rear-wheel drive can drift, but when it comes to power slides, all-wheel drive can do it all day. And it's pretty much what I'm doing around corners, because otherwise all-wheel drive struggles. And we're going on another uphill. Oof. That was a little tough. Okay. mostly using manual gears, which is why you can see me sometimes being very hesitant to shift up, or sometimes forgetting to shift down, and sometimes forgetting I'm in neutral. I'm not sure if it's a benefit to using manual, but it feels better. And also it feels more fun, which is why I'm doing it. Because it is my firm belief that that should be the reasoning behind every action. Being fun. And just being more enjoyable. Play shift into neutral again. I swear there should be a photo opportunity somewhere on the next one, I think. I'm trying to keep track of things. I know I've reset. Yes, there it is. I know I've reset, and I was afraid I... Oh yeah, this is the bug. Because the game does not unpause. If you spam escape while you deload from the photo screen, it will put it in a pause. In like a semi-pause state, where you technically have control of the game, you can switch songs, but you don't have the control of the car or the camera. And yeah. I turn around here so that I can take this photo here, so I can just accelerate out of here, out of this. Oh, yep, I accidentally switched the song. Because I was old. This would be a very nice cut, except that we have a problem because there's a letter Y up here. But also, this is the setup for another brave jump. Oh no, okay, you did not see anything. The worst part is, I have to take a bit of a run up. Oh no, and I forgot to shift again, but so yes. We'll do this. And this is the brave jump. And I completely missed the actual road, but you know what, that's close enough. We don't tumble. Also, yes, anybody who is a fan of Rally probably wincing right now, because this is pretty much what happened at the end of Group B, at the end of its very short life. Because Group B existed for barely 5 years, and in those 5 years it has been a technological arms race that got so fast, so quick, the pilots could not keep up, and so it became just too dangerous. And as such, Group B only existed practically from 1981 to 84. Also, this is a split. Also, enjoy the bit of Japan 1040. That's. And wait, I skipped. Did I skip a? Oh, I missed a. Let me just try to. Oop, nope. Okay, I need to double check what my binds are, because I messed that up. On the split number 8, I said yes, and then num 8. Yes, okay. Excuse me for that. I know this is a little awkward, but okay. And now we're gonna do another car, which is the Ford RS200. So the show thought that they would have it based on a road car. Also, that was a Discord noise. That was on my end. I'm sorry, I forgot that. Also, I need to double check something. And also, I need to actually start the split. So yeah, I have to first off start the split. I'll wait a second so that I don't have any advantage. But yes, left and down the road, because unchecked, I need to be double checking my pace notes. Oof. But yes, whereas the 205 was based on a production car, and the idea was that, you know, it'll sell, Ford just wanted to win. And so the RS200 was a prototype build for racing and for racing alone. It was unlike anything they've built. It actually doesn't really look like much of a Ford, if you think of it. But, boy is it beautiful. We took the L, we took the T. I really should have put this on a different time in the morning, because this is a notoriously bad thing about this stage, and that in the morning it snow blinds you as realistically, I guess. But yes, right, I have to take you right here. But coming back to Route B kind of, just to give you a perspective of how quickly Group B got out of hand. It started with cars having about like 200 to 150 horsepower and being competitive. And it ended with the final version of the Quattro pushing 600 horsepower, and that being considered not enough to keep it up. The rumor is that the other car from that era, the Lancia Delta S4, the publicly acclaimed, released figure was that it pushed 600 horsepower, but it was also found out that that was not at peak pressure that it could run. And nobody is yet sure of what it would be, what the real one would be. What, okay, so that is a left, I think. Oh. I am a little lost, and I'm not sure I took the right turns, but I'm going to go on with it because I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track. I hope. No, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I am definitely on the right track. I'm going to show you one of the few areas of trying to route this game, because usually you'd think you just look at the map and where the collectibles are. But, in some cases it's a little more complicated. Because, like here, the letter is placed off of a cliff, which you can only get by driving from one way to another. You saw this also in the Finland stage. And up, turn around, and yes. Lovely. Double check. I need to double check. Back up. Sure. I need to remember to find. Oh no. That is not where I was supposed to go. This is where I was supposed to go. That is the unfortunate thing about it sometimes. The game in freeroam, there is no objectively correct path to reset you, so the game just resets you wherever. So that can be very frustrating. Also, say hi to Dune, the developer. And yep. Also, yeah, here it is, example of being snowblind. I don't see the road at all. Okay. But yes, Group B was born out of a lack of regulations, and it allowed it to get this amazing arms race. And it died because of a lack of regulations, because it was just too dangerous, and too many people died because the pilots could not handle the cars. And they would often crash and die, and crash into people that also die. So, Michelle Mouton, actually, the driver of the Quattro, after the death of some of her close friends and rivals, she specifically announced that, she started petitioning for more safety regulations. And that she did. She is, to this day, petitioning for more safety regulations in Rally, and the safety regulations have come a long way since the 80s. Also, ignore the fact that I kind of got lost for a second. I had to consult the map. I don't often run games, yeah, I'm gonna chalk it up to a little bit of an anxiety, and just maybe a little bit of streamer's luck. I'm taking that hill. And that hill. I should throw. Okay. Hopefully it won't be as ramp. I'll be Hopefully I will be able to have a bit more of a conversation if I stream, and so I have somebody else to accompany with, and maybe read donation or whatever. Because, and instead of trying to just fill the silence, because I feel a little awkward about that. But for the time being, I can and will continue rambling about Rally, because that's one of the things that I am very passionate about. That would be... okay, that was... I wanted to say beautiful, but it was kind of, okay. It was okay. I can do better. And that was just not good. Do I have to take this detour to collect a... I think it's... oh, no, it's not a photo. Oh no. Oh no. Ah. Please don't Austin Powers myself. Okay, I did not Austin Powers myself. I'm pretty sure double checking and making my splits right would be a lot better if I had a second screen, which unfortunately I don't have, or maybe somebody to watch the stream with me, but which I actually also don't have right now because my internet situation is a little dicey, in that sometimes it just isn't. And that's the last image, photo, and that is a split. Yeah, normally, that's not a bad time. And, okay, let me open the next space notes. And we're on to Manbach, which is a German rally. And we are going to be driving the Delta S4. The Lancia Delta S4, the Italian entry. Which is special in its own ways because in pursuit of power, Italians could not decide whether they wanted a... What, I already left? That's right. Sorry, I got a little mixed up. Because apparently, even while writing down directions, I can be a little loopy and not know the difference between left and right. I was writing the pace notes down last night, and I'm just gonna call the anxiety card again. Nah, just anxiety. So you can hear the car sounds very special, and that is because it is. Because in Pursuit of Power, Italians could not decide whether they wanted it to be to go with a turbocharger or a supercharger, which is why they just went with both. It is one of the few wind-charged cars in existence. So it has both the supercharger whine and the turbo flutter and the other turbo noises. Okay, so now I need to get lined up for this jump, and I did not take the L! I did not take that L! This is an emergency. I need that L. For some reason I thought I could go a little slower. I could in fact not. How did I get it last time? I'm not sure. I'm just going to go around. And pretend like this is okay. But that's just bad stream. Like, okay, I really need to go as fast as possible, and yeah. That's what I get for being a little overconfident, and also for trying to play it a little too safe, when I should know that better that some strats require a little more confidence, like this. Yes, okay, and now I am hopefully on track. Okay, I need to just go this way. Well, I was on a brave jump a little later, which is why I had to change the routing here, which confused me for a second, but not as much as my mix-up with left and right earlier on. In the meantime, I can tell you a different story about the Delta, and how, just to give you an example of how crazy the race for less weight and just all the performance that could be gained was, and the lack of regulations, is that the regulations on roll cages existed, but they amounted to just having a roll cage. Lancia at some point thought, you know what? We just need to add a roll cage to pass inspection. And so it was made out of plastic. And later on, I think, when Henry Toivonen went off of a cliff after failing to stop, the roll cage did not hold up, and that was one of the things that got heavily pushed for by the other pilots of Group B. Better standards for safety, and especially roll cages, which is why nowadays, if you try to enter any racing competition, one of the first things you will find is that there are very strict regulations on the materials that roll cages can be made out of and how they must be joined. So not just any welds, it has to be very high quality because it needs to be able to protect your life. And also okay, I did not see past the leaves, and so yeah, we're gonna have a very poor Germany split because I missed the R. And I missed it again! Wait, where is it? Okay, I think I got close to after it. This is terrible. No! And now I just feel silly. Because this was a jump that I got every time in practice. And now I can't get it. Not even once. Come on now. Just a little more. Yes! And now let's recover quickly. Let's pretend this never happened, and go on, and yep, okay. Okay. We are back on track. Tell him I'm anxious because I still keep checking the map. And I will be very upset if I have to restart Germany entirely because I missed something earlier on. Yeah, overcooked it. Take the L. Boy, I took a lot of L's this rally. Oh, well, I'll be driving back there. I did not press enter quick enough. That was a little awkward. I kind of feel bad. But yes, we have to either get up this mountainous road. Oh no, and I've made it past the railings somehow. This is an honest game, there are no infinitely high walls. Probably are, but not here. A little winded. But I just have to keep on, push on, and just roll with the marathon look. Oh no. Okay, don't miss it this time. Yep, got it this time. Okay, we just have 2 tapes, 1 photo, 1 letter, and a dream. I have a terrible feeling that I have missed something. I'm not gonna yield to it yet, but I have a terrible feeling. I know there's a bunch of everything up top here, this here. Yep, that's 5th cassette, giving us a new music track. There's the van. I could have wished to put my face a little lower. Oh yeah, yep, there it is, the letter Y. And a photo. Okay, I feel much better now. That gives us a Germany of 11 minutes, and that's kind of bad. We'll just have to roll with it. And now we final one. Kenya. And the actual map, Marasimba. And the car. The DAS 559, which is based on obviously the Porsche 959. Which is a very interesting case, because the 959 was developed to compete in Group B, but it was finished in 1986. So it was finished right after Group B was banned. And Porsche were like, well, we don't want this to go to waste. So, woo, I get Uzi over there. And so they adapted it to go even further off-road, and so they wanted a car in it. And then they decided that, you know what, we're just gonna make a sports car out of it, and they did. A lot of people don't know that the 959, being the supercar of the 80s, one of the supercars of the 80s, was designed to go off-road. Okay, left. If the landscape looks barren, it's because I'm playing on low graphics, which means I have no vegetation at all, except trees and a few bushes. So, yeah. Look at it this way. The game looks pretty appealing even without any of those. And imagine how good it is when you actually crank up the video quality. The game is beautiful and I would recommend it to anyone. But my recording software really doesn't like all the little grass, because with it the bitrate just dies because of all the little details. I am pretty sure I have to go. Yes, great. And then left here. Oh, yep, you can see that the game doesn't really like when you cut across terrain, because the terrain is wild, and that's why you should follow the road. As off-road as it is, it's still a gravel road, which means that it's mostly smooth, as opposed to the sometimes wildly unsmooth terrain. Okay, taking the view. My nose itches, and I took the chance. So let's go around the lake. And almost forgot to say hi to our friend Fun Selector. And yes, that is the way to go. And this is one of the more open stages, so you actually can get some serious speed. You can see I can see that I have a bad habit of short shifting, which means that I go much slower than I could if I just had a little more confidence. But honestly, it gives me a little more protection against marathon luck. You know, we've seen the marathon luck is very real. So, okay, let's go. And take another photo, and okay, yes, I remember I have to park up this hill to take the L. Ah, I almost thought I wouldn't get it. I almost thought I stopped a little too short. I stopped just short enough to drive into the pillar. Or the animals. I don't want to drive into the animals. Fairly sure that's the quicker way to go. We need 2 tapes. Oh god, I seem to have missed something. Oh no. Just not grab it somewhere? Because I am fairly sure I followed the route as it is. Oh no, there it is! Right. I was supposed to grab this tape first. And that's time. And I did not split for start of Kenya, so that's time. And that's time. That's 56 minutes. Total. And that's actually a very short, I didn't realize Kenny was this short. But yeah, I'll have to really clean up the splits because they turned out very rough. I should really start up my second computer just so I can watch my splits somewhere else. But I was in a rush because I forgot about this almost, and I had one day to get everything prepped and recorded. So, thank you all very much, and I hope this submission makes it. I would be very happy to participate in your event. And yes, I also want to elaborate that since this is essentially multiple speedruns strung one after another, each of the countries is a run of its own. This run can technically be shortened to anywhere from an hour to 10 minutes, because you can just play as many or as few maps as needed. That's about it. I've been Iris the One, you've been you, and hopefully this has been my fastest first Spring Spectacular 2022 submission. Thank you very much. And peace.